Hi everyone, I'm here to tell you about how to use a scale. I prefer to use scales in my baking because they're more accurate. And with that accuracy means that I can actually use the same recipe over and over again and it's going to come out the same way each time. Well, provided I don't make non-measuring mistakes, that is. There are several types of scales out there. The scales that I prefer the most are the ones that have a lid that can actually be removed. That allows me to be able to wash the lid without damaging the weighing mechanisms. Other kinds of scales that also work are ones like this, that just have a flat surface and you just use it. How to use the scale. We begin by actually turning on the scale. As you'll see, this scale is actually in pounds and ounces. So let's go ahead and weigh something and see what happens. I begin by putting on the instrument that I'm going to hold my ingredient in. I notice that it's 0.6 ounces. So I'm going to zero out the scale. That way it doesn't take into account the container that I'm measuring my item in. Now it reads 0. For this demonstration, I'm going to measure out 1 pound, 1 ounce. That will be a total of 17 ounces. So currently, I just weighed in 2 ounces. Uh-oh, I ran out of room. I have 9.3 ounces and I was looking for 1 pound, 1 ounce. So what do you do when this happens? That's easy. You get another container. Remove the current container. Place your new container onto your scale. And again, you have to zero this out. Notice how it says 0. Now it won't take into consideration this container anymore. And I'm going to take everything I already weighed and I'm just going to put it into the new container. And I'm going to set the container back on the scale. And look, it says 9.3 ounces, just like it did the first time we weighed it. So I'm going to carry on. Oh no, I dropped a little bit. See it right here on the side? That's no big deal. We're not going to tell anybody. This is why I like to have the removable ones. So I'm going to quickly take the cup off, quickly take the top off, wiped away that flour like it never happened, and return everything back to normal. And just keep going. Hey, looky there, we got just over 1 pound. 1 pound, 1 ounce. Now, if you'll notice, it says 1 pound, 1 ounce. There's going to be some scales that won't read it as pound and ounces. Sometimes it'll just read 17 ounces. That is exactly the same because 1 pound equals 16 ounces. This scale in particular is not as sensitive as other scales out there because it goes to only 1 decimal point. That means it has only 1 number behind the decimal point, which is right here. Okay? If it had 2 numbers behind that decimal point, it would be slightly more accurate. But for this, and for most of the baking that you'll be doing with me, you only need 1 digit behind the decimal point. Using the grams function of the scale is very similar to using the ounces and pounds function. You basically use the same principle, which is you have your container. I've returned my container on there. I just hit the unit and it goes to grams. Now I just weigh out, let's say 200 grams. Ah, look at this. I made another mess. That seems to be my theme today. And there you have it, 200 grams of flour. And that's how you use a scale. Thank you for joining me on how to use a scale. I hope this was a helpful and informative video for you. If you liked it, please press like and or subscribe to my channel. Have a good day. Cockapin monster! Rah!